Hi, this is Terry White, and this is video 12 in the series What Business Really Wants from IT. And I'm going to be talking about IT's responsibilities as they fit within the model that I've been describing so far. So think about IT's responsibilities in the same way that you would expect an electrician to undertake the responsibility of being fully trained, being compliant with electrical regulations, and also of having his or her own tools. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about IT's responsibilities. So one of those is the compliance issue, and it relates to governance. The other thing that IT must take responsibility for is to support its own delivery of services, and then finally IT must look to its own future. A lot of people find this surprising and expect to see this element higher in the model, but here we're just talking about the future of IT. So let's go through that in a bit more detail. In governance, typically we would expect IT to focus on its ability to standardize its processes. Now, why do you want to do that? Because you want to be able to focus on the business. So one of the only ways that you can do that is to standardize what you do inside IT. Then of course there is the compliance issue, but there is also a risk assessment element of that. There's a quality assessment element. There is the compliance element, and then finally there's a testing and change management element that IT is expected to take care of without involving too much fuss. And then we're talking about IT performance measurement. Again, this is throughout the ambit of performance across IT. So when we're talking about performance measurement, we're talking about IT measuring its own performance. In terms of delivery support, again, people are surprised that I put the portfolio at the bottom here. But it's about IT being able to match the demands to its resources available. Now remember, I'm not putting things here in a hierarchy so much as saying these are the roles and responsibilities of IT. And I believe portfolio and portfolio management is a critical role to support IT's delivery of services. The project office sets standards, it organizes resources, and it manages projects. Again, it is an internal IT responsibility to ensure that this is done correctly. IT management software really is about looking at the software that helps IT be effective and efficient as a machine that delivers services. And then finally, information management is about data and information for the business, certainly, but also for IT. Does IT know enough about itself, about its assets, about its operations, and the like? And if we look at futures, again, people get surprised that I put IT strategy at the base of this, because a business strategy is to do with where the business wants to go and probably what technologies it needs to use to achieve its objectives, but the IT strategy is what IT needs to do in order to meet what business is looking for. Architectures. I know IT people regard architectures as critically important, but again, this is about the blueprint that IT needs in order to achieve its future objectives. How it communicates this blueprint to the business is another question altogether. And then finally, IT needs to track trends and technologies that will have an effect on how it delivers services to its business. So coming back to this, these are internal responsibilities that IT is expected to undertake just because they're IT.